asking this question as well. What the heck is going on Capitol Hill? This time yesterday, we're hearing negotiations on a financial bailout going well. Deals seem imminent. Now the bitter divisions are setting in. Sounds like politics as usual to me, and you and I could end up paying for it. Come on, is it too much to ask, really, for Washington to get its act together, work together, and solve this crisis? Joining me to talk about it, Chris Markowski of Watchdog on Wallstreet.com, also has a radio show by the same name. Good to see you again, Chris.
Good
also
to see
with
you
us,
as well.
yeah, thanks for being with us, and former financial planner Robert Sheeman, author of the book, love this title, How Come That Idiot's Rich and I'm Not? And also with us, Chris Freitz, a reporter for Politico, rejoining us again. And Chris, we got to start with you with politically, because this has turned so political. What's going on? Are we getting any closer? Or are we heading backward?
Well, I think when we saw the presidential candidates come in on Thursday, they swooped in. There was some infusion of presidential politics, and that kind of threw off some of these delicate negotiations and gave House Republicans an opening, which they've exploited. They say, hey, we don't like this. We think it's too rich. We want to see some serious revamps to this. And folks in D.C. are saying, we're not going to see something on the House floor till maybe Sunday. So they're going to work over the weekend, and they may even have to come back next week, which no lawmaker is going to like, because these guys are trying to get on with their campaigns. They're trying to get running. So they're running against kind of a self-imposed deadline, but they know they have to get something done. But it's not easy right now. It's a tough road ahead.
Yeah, it is. Robert, you don't like the bailout, do you? You don't like what? The idea of the taxpayer foot in the tab here, right? What better way can we go?
Well, something has to be done, but I mean, people are upset. You know, it's $700 billion, $2,300 per household. And I think the people have common sense, just like myself. How did we get here? Who's going to benefit? How are the common people going to benefit? Somebody just needs to explain in plain English what's is going to happen and how it's going to help us. And people don't understand what's going on. And we just want the truth. How big is it? How much trouble is there? Which banks?
Chris, can you answer that question? How's the common man? Because it hasn't been sold well. The president did not do a good enough job selling this plan, selling the dire straits, and also that this is going to work for the common guy on Main Street.
Well, you know, first and foremost, they use the word bailout when it's actually an asset buy. And the thing that scares me most about this entire thing, that scares me more than anything else, is the fact that what if it works? What if the government, what if this works and they get over $2 trillion in some sort of slush fund, whatever party in power could do whatever they want with it? That's the scariest aspect, not to mention the fact that the government, for all intents and purposes, is taking over the mortgage industry. We yell at Hugo Chavez for taking over cement industry in Venezuela, or what Putin does in Russia. The government is taking over an entire part of our economy. A little scary.
A lot of people do not trust the government, right? We don't trust Washington. I don't care Republican or Democrat. Take a look at the numbers on that front. We want to hear from you, though, on this. We're taking your calls at 1-877-TEL-HLN. You know the two sides. Part of you says, the economy's drying up. We got to do something. Other people say, not at my expense. Call us. Can't wait to hear from you. All right, we continue to talk about the $700 billion bailout plan or rescue plan, depending on how you look at it. But we know one thing we can't agree on. Nothing's been done yet in Washington. Surprise, surprise, huh? We're taking your calls on this one. Let's get right to it. Christy in South Dakota, what do you think of this plan? Do you like it, not like it? What are your thoughts? Christy, you with us?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, hey.
I feel that, you know, it's not just a bailout for the big wigs on Wall Street. It is going to hit Main Street. It's going to cause a credit freeze, and I'm talking about a freeze, not just getting a little chilly. It's very important for people to realize that it is going to affect them in their daily life. We have elected these people, and they are building safeguards in the plan. I do trust them. I looked up the Constitution today, and it says, we are here to ensure domestic tranquility, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. And I think that's what the government is trying to do for its people.
Well, I hope
we're not going to get hurt. We are going to get benefited. And the other thing, you know what? We're we're Americans. We share. We can help each other out. Let's look at this as sharing.
Well, I'd like to see them start and set the example for us, and it doesn't look like that's happening to me. It looks pretty partisan. I don't think our best interest is at heart, at least at this point. Robert, do you agree with me? Are you, I mean, let's say, I like Christy. She's patriotic. She's holding out hope.
She does make a good point, and although I don't agree with the bailout as is, we have to do something, because what you got to watch is the credit markets. And someone needs to explain, it's very simple, that it is going to affect everybody out there when payrolls can't be met, loans can't be made, bank accounts are frozen, money market accounts are frozen.
How much time do we have?
So that's a good question. I believe we should take a little bit of time. We need the facts, and they need to explain to us what the rush is, what's going to happen if a decision isn't made in a week or 10 days. We do have a little bit of time. Yeah. I don't know how much, but let's take some time and get a good agreement, not act out of fear, and that's what caused the markets to implode in the first place.
Yeah, some more details would be nice. Let's get another call in. James in North Carolina. James, go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
We're in the mountains of North Carolina. Hadn't got a bit of gas in any gas station for the next 20 and 30 miles away from us. We can't go to the doctor. They're sitting up there and fighting back and forth over greed and corruption and how to save greed and corruption. It's sickening for me to listen to this, because it's $700 billion. You could take $500 million and give everybody in the United States $1 million and make a millionaire out of them.
There you go, James. Thanks. Chris, there we go again. People say, hey, just give me the money. I think I can spend it better than you in Washington.
It's unfortunate, but most people think of the markets. They understand the markets every day as what the Dow did, what the NASDAQ did, what the S&P 500 did. The reality is the biggest market out there is the debt market. And when nobody is lending and nobody's doing business with one another, and a great company like Caterpillar has got to pay an additional $15 million because they can't get access to capital, we're going to see layoffs. We're going to see major problems on Main Street. We could see unemployment go upwards of 10% in a blink of an eye unless these credit markets open up, and that's what this bailout attempts to do.
No, I hear you. I mean, we want to do it right. You're not going to get a do-over, but we got to act and act now. All right, Robert, Chris, and Chris Freites from Politico. Appreciate you guys.